It's 1:30. I'll go ahead and call this meeting of the Sacramento Transportation Authority to order. Madam Clerk, if you could go ahead and please take the roll.
Yes. Frost. Here. Gatewood.
Here.
Guetta.
Here.
Hanson. Harris. Howell. Hume. Kennedy.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Natoli. Peters.
Here.
Sandoon. Herber.
Here.
Chenier.
Here.
Cerna. Suen.
Here.
Okay, and you have a quorum.
Great, thank you.
Madam
If I-
Clerk, you also have, I believe, alternate abdices on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Abdus?
Yes, here. Thank you.
Got you.
Great.
Madam Clerk, Jeff Harris is joined.
All right.
More the merrier.
Thank you.
Don Natoli.
Natoli. Thank you.
Thanks, Darrell.
Okay, if I could ask my colleague and my friend Susan Peters, who's here, to join me to lead us in the pledge. Thank you.
Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. In compliance with the directives of the county, state, and Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, this meeting is live streamed and closed to the public. Temporary procedures are subject to change pursuant to guidelines related to social distancing and minimizing person-to-person contact. Madam Clerk, would you please read the instructions for a live meeting comment, written comment, and how to view the meeting?
Yes. To make a verbal comment during the meeting, the public comment phone line will open 15 minutes prior to the start of the meeting. Refer to the agenda and listen to the live meeting to determine when is the best time to call to be placed in queue to make a public comment. Callers may be on hold for up to an extended period of time and should plan accordingly. Dial 916-875-2500 and follow the prompts to be placed in queue for a specific agenda item or off-agenda matter. When the chair opens public comment for a specific agenda item or off-agenda matter, callers will be transferred from the queue into the meeting to make a verbal comment. Each agenda item queue will remain open until the public comment period is closed for the specific item. To submit a written comment, send an email comment to boardclerk@saccounty.net. Include the meeting date, an agenda item or off-agenda item, and your contact information is optional. When the written comments are distributed to the members, filed in the record and will not be read aloud. This meeting of the Sacramento Transportation Authority is cablecast live on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast Consolidated Communications, and AT&T U-verse cable systems. This meeting is closed captioned and live streamed at Metro 14 Live, saccounty.net. Today's meeting will replay Sunday, December 13th at 2 p.m. on Channel 14.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. Before we get going, I think we have an addendum to the agenda.
Yes, we do have an addendum agenda. It's going to be item 1 is going to be to adopt a resolution recognizing Will Kempton upon the occasion of his retirement from the Sacramento Transportation Authority.
I'll move the item.
Thank you. A second, and could you do a roll call vote, please?
Yes. Okay, Frost.
Aye.
Gatewood.
Aye.
Guetta.
Aye.
Hanson.
Aye.
Harris.
Aye.
Howell. Hume. Kennedy.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Natoli.
Aye.
Peters.
Aye.
Sandoon. Chenier.
Aye.
Avdis.
Aye.
Huber. I'm sorry.
Aye.
Okay. And Suen.
Aye.
And your motion carries.
Thank you very much. Mr. Kempton, if you'll please come to the podium. A better chair would have planned this out a little bit better, but now that we've done this, the cat's out of the bag. On behalf of the entire Sacramento Transportation Authority and everybody in the county of Sacramento, we would just want to acknowledge your service and assistance throughout this year. But everybody who knows you, you've been involved in transportation for 47 years. You've been executive director in Santa Clara for Couch, the CTC, the Orange County Transportation Authority, this authority. You're an honorary engineer in my book. For folks who don't realize that Will is not a civil engineer by trade, but he certainly talks like one and thinks like one. So I call you an honorary engineer. And 4 grandkids are obviously not enough to keep you busy, my friend. 5 now. Okay. Well, we really appreciate your work. I appreciate your stewardship and guidance on this board. It's been a hellacious year, pandemic and all. Congratulations on your next phase of life as you move on and enjoy other things. We wish you the best. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. Did you want to say anything? Or do you want to, it's up to you. You're going to have plenty of time to talk
I would just
later.
say thank you, Mr. Chair. Oftentimes when people review my resume, it looks like I could never hold a job. And but I really do appreciate it. It was a big challenge to come into this arena at this particular time. And I really appreciate the patience and the courtesy and the professionalism of the people that I've worked with. The board has been terrific. And I just wish everybody all the future success. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I really hate the fact that, we're in this situation where facial expressions and things are not able to be conveyed, but we are all smiling and enjoy in congratulatory sentiments towards you. So
Thank you.
So I'm going to move on to the and members of the board. If it's okay with you, if you have any comments for Mr. Kempton, we'll do that at the end with the rest of the board comments. Move on to the next item of the agenda. Madam Clerk, do we have any items not on the agenda? Anybody signed up to speak?
No, we do not have any off-agenda comments.
Okay. All right. With that, I'm going to ask for item 1 or 2, the Executive Director's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I thought it would be perhaps a good thing given the current environment, to bring some good news to the board. And let me talk a little bit about some program funding status that we've been waiting for. As you may remember, in the spring of this year, we were working pretty diligently on applications for the local partnership program, which is funded through Senate Bill 1, and the decision for those funds is made by the California Transportation Commission. We applied for $8.8 million to be divided in a way that the board approved to recipient agencies in our organization. And I'm happy to report that at the December 2nd, 3rd meeting of the California Transportation Commission, they approved the full $8.8 million over the next 3 years as we requested. So that is very positive news. On the competitive side, the STA's highest priority this year was, out of 5 projects, as you may recall, was the South Watt Avenue Improvement Project. And given the fact that during the last cycle we received $20 million for the Connector JPA project, I was somewhat concerned that we might not be successful this time around. However, we were included on the contingency list for the full $13.277 million that was requested. And it is good news because the executive director of the California Transportation Commission and other CTC staff that work in this area say there is a good chance for funding that full amount. as there were few new or renewed sales tax initiatives on the November ballot, thus reducing the demand for incentive funding. So I think we have a very good shot at getting that full $13.277 million as well. So that's excellent news.
Yeah.
In addition to the LPP funding, the Sacramento region scored big in the competition for other state funding. At the December meeting, the CTC also awarded over $150 million for a diverse package of transportation investments that affect our county. There's $102.2 million for two projects, one from the Solutions for Congested Corridors program for the Placer Sacramento Gateway Corridor Plan. I might add that our incoming executive director worked on that project. And from the Trade Corridor Enhancement Program for the Capital Region Freight Improvement Program. So two large amounts of dollars coming in for those projects. And then there were some other approved awards which will also improve mobility in our county, with $15 million being awarded for the I Street Bridge Replacement Project. So all in all, we did pretty well in the competition for state funds, and that bodes well for the next couple of years. Let me next jump to some information we got just in the past couple of weeks relative to state assistance for businesses. Once again, Governor Newsom has announced the immediate implementation on November 30th of state assistance for some businesses impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, notably a 3-month extension for taxpayers filing less than $1 million in sales tax. The new proposal is similar to sales tax extensions previously provided earlier this year. It will likely have an impact on the timing of sales tax receipts, but as in the original effort, we don't expect that it will have a substantial impact on overall sales tax collections. However, we'll continue to monitor the sales tax receipts covered by this proposal to determine any effect on our sales tax receipts. Looking ahead, I did include, I don't have to go over all of this in the interest of time, but I did want to discuss some continuing issues which the new executive officer and the authority may want to consider in the coming year. These are my opinion or my viewpoints on some of the things that I think are going to be important going forward. I think we're going to have a good opportunity to leverage federal funding, given the fact that we haven't seen a major transportation reauthorizing bill in the Congress that has cleared both houses. In the summer, you may remember that the House approved what was called the INVEST Act, which increased funding for transportation programs by about 20% overall. And with the election of President-elect Biden, it's probably a good chance that we'll see that bill or a variation of that bill again, which, if it's passed, will in fact provide additional money. We're also looking for a COVID-19 response bill, which is still being debated, and it's hoped that there'll be a significant amount of money for transit in that legislation. Under the CARES Act, our RT system received about $90 million, and transit is suffering significantly from a lack of funding, a decline in revenues, et cetera. I think there may be some opportunities that the authority and the board, the authority and staff should look at to increase public trust, and the STA has worked hard to earn the public trust in the administration of the Measure A program, but there could be some steps that would be taken to get more out in front with that. I've suggested those here. I think expanding public education and outreach is going to be critically important, because that's one of the problems that we run into every time we think about going back to the public to ask for additional resources for transportation in Sacramento County. We need to be selling what this agency does already, and the incredibly positive benefits that have come out of the existing sales tax programs and your stewardship of oversight of the program. And then there may be some additional steps to help ensure compliance. We are completely, in my view, in compliance with the requirements of the Measure A ordinance. But there may be some other steps that could be taken where it would give more comfort to the public that we have in fact been very attentive to compliance and communicate that. I know there are other steps which could be taken to improve STA operations, and I'm confident the new executive director will be considering options in that regard. I do need to express gratitude to the authority staff, the professional advisor group, the independent taxpayer oversight committee, all of the Measure A recipient agencies, and to other collaborating transportation agencies for their support and assistance during the last 12 months, and my appreciation especially to the governing board and the public for the opportunity to serve in the capacity of executive director over the past year. Mr. Chairman, that concludes my report. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Aaron, any questions for Mr. Kempton? Okay, hearing none. Again, we would just want to congratulate you on your next steps and thank you for all your work this past year. It's quite a lot that's been happening.
And Chair, I just want to let you know there are no public comments for item number 2.
Okay, thank you very much. I was just going to go to that. We have the consent calendar up next, and I just wanted to ask any of the board members if there's anyone who'd like to remove these items. We have the action summary from November 12th, 2020, the Sacramento Freeway Service Patrol Status Report, the budget to actual report for first quarter fiscal year 2021, Measure A Capital Project Status Report, first quarter fiscal year 2021, reappointment of member to the Independent Taxpayer Oversight Committee. If there's any.
I'll move approval, Mr. Chair. This is Councilmember Hanson.
Oh,
Director
great.
Hanson.
Great to hear your voice, sir. Councilmember Hanson, there's a motion there.
I'll second the motion.
Second by Director Peters. And just before I go to the roll call vote, I just want to acknowledge item number 4, our Sacramento Freeway Service Patrol Status Report. I just think it's incredible to see how many, people. We had, 135 motorists who completed this online survey about getting help on the roads for accidents, mechanical problems, flat tires, and they were all very complimentary of this service, rating it as nearly 100% of them rated the service as excellent. And I just thought that was worth noting because it doesn't get much attention, but yet it's proven to be extremely vital for anyone who's been stranded on the highway for any period of time. With that,
Mr. Chairman, if I could just add to that, we get to see from time to time our chief financial officer on items that he brings before the authority, but we rarely get to see the staff member who handles not only the Freeway Service Patrol, but the abandoned vehicle abatement program here in the county. And I'd like to recognize Jennifer Dahl, who is here. Jennifer?
oh yes, hello Jennifer. Yeah, great work. It's great to see you. Very timely. I'm glad we got to recognize that today. Okay, can we go for a roll call vote, please?
Yes. Frost? Frost? Gatewood? Oh. Gatewood?
Yes.
Guerra?
Aye.
Hanson?
Aye.
Harris?
Aye.
Howell? Hume? Kennedy?
Aye.
Miller?
Aye.
Natoli?
Aye.
Peters?
Aye.
Sandoon? Chenier?
Aye.
Avdis?
Aye.
Herber?
Aye.
And Suen.
Aye.
And your motion carries.
Great. Thank you very much. Okay, next item 8, STA Comprehensive Annual Financial Report for fiscal year 2019 to 2020. Joan Barucki, our independent tax committee chair, oversight committee chair. And first of all, I just want to congratulate Joan for her reappointment. I don't see her here today, but
Mr.
She
Chair,
should be
she
on the
is on the
line.
phone.
oh, okay, great.
Joan, are you there? Uh-oh, Joan. Joan, are you on the line?
Yes.
There she is.
Hi, Joan. Congratulations on your reappointment.
Thank you, but that was not me. That was one of the other members.
Oh, I
That was
apologize.
Tinder.
I apologize. Go ahead with your report.
Good afternoon. First of all, I do want to thank our ITALK members for their service this year. And even though we had some technology challenges meeting over Zoom, they were all there and present. So I'd like to thank them for that this year and their continued support and attendance at our meetings. Second of all, before I go into the agenda item, I'd also like to recognize Will and for making us this year work very well for the talk committee as well. It was a strange year, and he made our meetings very easy. And I also enjoyed being able to work with Will once again. So with that, I would like to present to you for, this is a receive and file item.
I'm
And this
sorry,
is the-
Joan, can I just interrupt you for just one moment? I'm not sure if there's someone accidentally pressing buttons on their phone. We can hear it, so if you could just be careful, make sure we don't hear your phone beeping.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Joan.
This is a receive and file of the 2020 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report. I would like to thank Crow LLP, who conducted the audit for us. This will be their final year of conducting audits for us per the statutes. They have been just excellent and most professional to work with. The audit itself, STA earned an unmodified clean opinion. There were no material weaknesses or significant deficiencies identified in this audit, which is in itself a pretty extraordinary accomplishment. So staff should be commended for this. And with that, I would just ask you to receive this and file it.
Thank you, Joan. Are there any questions for Joan? Okay, I just wanted to say, having this report come back in this fashion just continues to maintain our public trust on this body. So it's extremely important, and we appreciate your work. And Beth Tincher, I'm going to correct myself here, Beth Tincher's work, and congratulate her on her reappointment. Thank you all for your work on this committee.
Mr. Chair, if I can, we acknowledged Ms. Dahl. I would be remiss if we did not acknowledge that our Chief Financial Officer has been very instrumental in making sure that not only is the audit a positive audit, but he works very closely with Joan and the Taxpayer Oversight Committee to ensure that it is virtually a squeaky clean audit. And for the last 3 years, is it, Tim? Last 3 years, we've achieved literally a perfect audit review. I mean, that's pretty amazing given the amount of dollars that flow through this program, and I'd like to commend Tim and the ITALK for their oversight of the program. It's just been outstanding.
Absolutely. Thank you. Great work, Tim. Okay, let's go to item 9, decennial review hearing. Mr. Kempton.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Section 12 of the Measure A implementing ordinance states that beginning in 2019 and every 10 years thereafter, the authority shall review and where necessary propose amendments to the expenditure plan to meet changing transportation needs. Such reviews shall consider recommendations from local governments, transportation agencies and interest groups, and the general public. And today marks the second in a series of 3 public hearings to be held in conjunction with scheduled authority meetings over a 3-month period. The second hearing will take input from transportation agencies and interest groups in the county. The first hearing in November received input from local governments, and the final hearing in January will be open to the general public. At the end of the hearing process, staff will compile the input and develop recommendations for any proposed amendments to the expenditure plan for the authority to consider at the February meeting.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. Kempton on this item? Okay, hearing none. There are a couple letters we did receive currently, and we'll continue to, I think next month is for public comment. We'll be seeking input from them as well.
You may have public comment on the phone. I'm not sure if there's...
Yes, there are no public comment for item number 9 as well as item 8 either.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's go to item 10, early allocation of senior and disabled transportation services revenue. Mr. Kempton?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is an item where I'm kind of excited about, because what this authority has been able to do in spite of the setbacks associated with the COVID-19 pandemic and the fact that we were not able to pursue a sales tax measure during the November election, we have been working to try to resolve some of the longer-term problems that have been facing the authority. This is an opportunity we think that makes a lot of sense, particularly given the environment in which we are operating at this point. Section 7 of the Measure A expenditure plan provides that an average of 4.5% of sales tax revenues collected over the life of the Measure A tax will fund senior and disabled transportation services. This section further prescribes that the sales taxes dedicated to support these services shall be 3.5% for years 1 through 10 of the program, increasing to 4.5% for years 11 through 20, and then increasing to 5.5% for years 21 to 30 for an average of 4.5% over the program period. Now, the method of actual distribution of these revenues has been to set aside in this first 10-year period a percent of sales tax revenues. So while 4.5% was set for senior and disabled transportation, only 3.5% was actually allocated for this first 10-year period, with the unallocated amount held in an account to be applied to funding on top of the 4.5% made available for senior and disabled transportation services in the third decennial period. For the second period, we're actually collecting and distributing the 4.5%. This methodology has long troubled staff, and we've had some concerns with it, and it doesn't seem to make sense to us that we would have nearly $11 million parked in an account gaining a slight amount of annual interest for the next 8.5 years when mobility needs for senior and disabled transit users remain unmet. And again, particularly in this pandemic environment. Discussions with the current CTSAs, the Consolidated Transportation Services Agencies in Sacramento County, and that's RT and PARATRANSIT, confirmed that additional and immediate needs of the senior and disabled communities could be addressed now if these funds were made available for earlier allocation. The issue is particularly pressing, again, when considering the reduced mobility options resulting from the pandemic and a more significant burden placed on potential recipients of increased investment in these services. In consideration of this situation, staff asked the recipient CTSAs for their recommendations on the issue and for their suggestions as to how the $10.7 million currently sitting unused could be put to immediate and effective use. The county's eligible CTSAs, again SocRT and PI, strongly agree with early allocation of the revenue and have collaborated on a joint program that would provide $8.6 million for vehicle purchases, operating assistance, ride quality improvements, support infrastructure, and $2.1 million for additional CNG buses, mobility management programs. All program expenditures would benefit the senior and disabled community by providing for increased or improved services that can be quickly implemented. And under this proposal, there is no impact on other recipient agencies in terms of sales tax receipts. So I would like to turn this over. We have on the phone with us today representatives from SocRT as well as from PARATRANSIT Incorporated. Mr. Jones is going to operate the PowerPoint presentations. And so hopefully, I think it's Laura Ham from RT will lead us off.
Good afternoon. This is Laura. I hope you can hear me okay.
We can hear
Good
you.
afternoon,
Thank you.
Chair. Thank you. So good afternoon to Chair Suen and members of the STA. Thank you for this opportunity to make this brief presentation to you regarding SocRT's funding needs under the CTSA program to provide improved services for people with disabilities and seniors. Thank you also to the STA and PARATRANSIT Inc. staff for the collaborative efforts to develop this funding recommendation, which will enhance ADA paratransit, microtransit, and fixed route services, and further our goal to create an accessible, usable, safe, and barrier-free public transportation system. As Will described, SocRT's total request is $8.6 million. Our paratransit fleet, next slide please, thank you. Our paratransit fleet is currently 120 vehicles. We are requesting $2.6 million to replace 20 of the 40 vehicles in our fleet that are beyond their useful operating life. SocRT Go is our ADA and beyond ADA demand response paratransit service, providing door-to-door service for qualifying individuals with disabilities. And we can go ahead and go to the next slide. We are also requesting operating and capital assistance to support a portion of the Smart Ride microtransit service. STA recently allocated $14 million to the Smart Ride program, and we are very grateful for that. However, we identified a funding gap of $5 to $7 million over the next 2 to 3 years that would need to be addressed by other programs. Data collected on passenger fares and boardings has demonstrated that approximately 20% of Smart Ride passengers are seniors and persons with disabilities. So this funding request is commensurate with the level of senior and disabled ridership at $3.9 million for Smart Ride operations and $260,000 directed to capital. You can go to the next slide. We have also identified several projects that will support both the SocRT Go and Smart Ride programs. This includes partial funding at $373,000 for an on-site fueling station that will reduce our current off-site fueling costs. Funding of $825,000 to support vehicle modifications that will improve passenger comfort and safety. One of the most common complaints from paratransit riders is about rough rides on the bus type that's primarily available for this service. They're referred to as cutaways. And many transit agencies opt for improved suspension systems to improve ride quality. This funding would allow us to modify suspension and make interior vehicle improvements to the fleet. We're also seeking partial funding of $288,000 in matching funds to support the purchase of police vehicles that will provide security and police services in support of SocRT Go and microtransit programs. We have recently expanded our police services coverage to accommodate these fairly new services for SocRT, but an added benefit is that these vehicles provide value system-wide. And we can go to the last slide. The final request will provide grant match at $315,000 on a project partnership with the City of Sacramento in order to upgrade signals and crosswalks on 29th and 30th at our streets, adjacent to the 29th Street light rail station, the Sacramento Natural Foods Co-op, the County Department of Human Assistance, and the Mercy Medical Group offices, among other transit-oriented business and retail in the area. The signalization of these two intersections has been requested by community members, local business owners, the Society for the Blind, the Sacramento Regional Transit Mobility Advisory Council, and Paratransit. The total project cost is $3.75 million, for which SocRT and the City of Sacramento are jointly applying for a SACOG grant. So this would provide our match. If any of these projects do not move forward, particularly this one related to the grant application, we request that the funding is directed to other capital and operating needs on this list that are not fully funded. We greatly appreciate your consideration of this request that will benefit the senior and disabled community and would be happy to answer any questions. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions from any of the board members? Okay. Will,
Next
do you want
up
to say anything else?
is Tiffany Fink from PARATRANSIT Incorporated.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Chair Thune and members of the STA Board. This is Tiffany Fink. I'm the Chief Executive Officer at PARATRANSIT Inc. And we really want to thank the authority for the opportunity to consider this. Obviously, transit's in a very critical time, and most certainly seniors and persons with disabilities have been overwhelmingly affected by the impacts to mobility faced by COVID-19. We also would like to thank SocRT for working with us to come forward today. So we're here today to talk about the increased funding for seniors and persons with disabilities, and we're looking more for those above and beyond projects in mobility management and through our partner agencies. As a reminder, almost 2/3 of the trips taken in the county actually happen off the public transportation network through our partnership agreements. And so these items are made to help increase those. Next slide. The first ask is for vehicle purchase. What is unique about our partnership is that we have a partnership with agencies who don't always have access to commercial licensing for their clients. And so one of the biggest barriers for most social service transportation agencies is actually being able to get a commercial license. So we're asking for $1.1 million to buy a Class B bus. It looks very similar to the buses used for ADA service and that we operate, but it's smaller, and its smaller size allows for these agencies to operate them without a commercial license, significantly shortening the time for training and other requirements, but still providing a very high level of fully accessible service. This would allow us to replace and expand this fleet as there is demand. And this is unique in that this is not a size vehicle that could be slowed down from other uses as we've done in the past, just because it is not in use in the typical ADA network. The other piece for operating is a $650,000 for offset of CTSA expenses related to loss of revenue for COVID-19. Obviously, sales tax from gasoline is down and is affecting Transportation Development Act, which is the other way the CTSAs are funded. And so this would help offset that. In addition, we're seeing increased costs from cleaning, fogging, and other measures, not only for ourselves, but we're seeing increased demand from our partners who are seeking to be able to keep their transportation programs alive during the pandemic, not only to serve their clients now, but to ensure that those programs exist after the pandemic to move the large volume of people they do across the county. Next slide. The remainder of the funds we're asking for are actually under mobility management. PARATRANSIT has long been a national leader in mobility management and is the travel training and mobility management partner, not only for the county, but for the region. And we work closely with all of the agencies to teach people how to use the service. Our highly successful Moving Youth to Jobs has built out this platform. As part of this, we want to expand these programs. $100,000 would work in coordination with SocRT to specifically focus on travel training with them. So we'd be looking to target measures for persons going through eligibility, but also work with them on campaigns that work to increase ridership, so light rail, fixed route, and smart ride use, to maximize the cost of those more efficient and fully mobile uses. For a person with a disability, the ability to use a fixed route or light rail actually gives them much more mobility than is allowed by ADA. And so any tool we can do to promote that not only increases ridership, reduces cost, but increases mobility to the end user. We are also asking for $200,000 to start a new mobility mentor program. This is something, it's a travel club or a bus buddy program. We've been able to successfully launch these across the country, but we would like to be able to bring it here to Sacramento. This allows clients to have their partner or buddy trained. It can be someone they know or someone we provide, and that person helps them navigate and perform their trips on fixed route, light rail, or smart ride, similar to a travel trainer might, but whereas a travel trainer does that on a one-time or a learning basis, this person will accompany that passenger when they travel. It may be doing simple tasks with carrying packages or helping them navigate new terrain. It reduces the demands on ADA paratransit and again results in increased mobility for the passenger, increasing cost effectiveness and ridership. And then finally, we're asking for $50,000 for a program called Connections. It's our volunteer driver program. SACOG recently had gone through an overview of these type of programs, and we've long been in discussions about bringing it here. They are actually putting up the matching funds to start this. And this would bring a mileage reimbursement program for ADA eligible clients who are able to locate a driver to take them on the trip that they could have used ADA paratransit for. It does have strict eligibility in that you have to have been ADA or non-ADA eligible. This is extremely timely with the pandemic as people with high-risk medical are looking for alternatives to access the places they need to get, but with reduced exposure. In these cases, we offer mileage reimbursement to the passenger, and this is built off a program that we have done across the country as well. So all these programs have the infrastructure already covered, so this would truly be just an operating expense to move forward. And then next slide. And so that is it for us. Thank you so much for this opportunity to look at how we can increase service to persons with disabilities and the elderly at this time where they need it more than ever.
Thank you, Tiffany. Mr. Kempton, did you have any other presentations?
I did. I just wanted to point out to the members of the governing board that these benefits are system-wide and will benefit all Sacramento communities. And again, they can be implemented fairly immediately. So on approval of the governing board, staff will work with the recipient CTSAs, both RT and PARATRANSIT, to develop agreements for authority approval, which will be brought back for your consideration at the next meeting. All remaining Measure A funding for senior and disabled transit services will be dedicated in support of the CTSAs based on the 4.5% average allocation of sales tax revenues that's required in the expenditure plan, and staff recommends an aye vote.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to ask any of the board members if they had any questions for Ms. Fink or Mr. Kempton on the matter. Okay, hearing none. Madam Clerk, are there any comments from the public?
No, there are no public comments.
Okay. Bring back to the board for an action and a motion.
I'll move the item.
Okay, I have a motion
Second, Jeff Harris.
from Director Peters and a second from Director Harris. Please take a roll call vote,
Correct.
please.
Frost,
Aye.
Gatewood, Guerra,
Aye.
Hanson,
Aye.
Harris,
Aye.
Howell, Hume, Kennedy,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Natoli,
Aye.
Peters,
Aye.
Sandoon, Chenier,
Aye.
Avdis,
Aye.
Herber,
Aye.
and Suen.
Aye.
And your motion carries.
Thank you very much. Okay, the next item, approval of resolution appointing the Sacramento Transportation Authority Executive Director. Before I turn it over to Mr. Burke for this item, I just want to, again, for those who haven't heard, I want to thank all the selection committee as well as the board members for their participation. Mr. Kempton, your guidance in putting this program together, and all the applicants that applied, every single one were highly qualified. It was definitely evident from even when we tried to narrow things down how large the pool was at that point. And I just want to make sure that every single one of those applicants know how much we appreciate their interest and their dedication to not only this board, but just this the transportation industry in practice in general. Without further ado, I want to turn it over to Mr. Burt to talk about the resolution. Thank you.
This resolution is just to formalize the authority's action from last month, appointing your new executive director. The resolution reflects the basic terms of employment And my understanding is Mr. Kempton has discussed the resolution with Ms. Drago, and there are no problems there. So the action is just to adopt the resolution. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. And as Mr. Burke alluded to, we selected what we all believe, I think, is an excellent candidate, Ms. Sabrina Drago. I think she impressed every single one coming in the door, and I can't wait to see what she does on this board, as well as to have all the other board members get to know her as well. Members, are there any questions? If not, I'll also accept any motion on the item. I'm sorry, before I go, is there any public comment on that? Okay, thank you.
Sorry, no public comment.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Okay, any questions, or I'll accept a motion from my board members?
Miller moves the item.
Okay, motion by
Hanson,
Director
second.
Miller and a second by Director Hanson. A roll call vote, please.
Frost.
Aye.
Gatewood.
Aye.
Guerra.
Aye.
Hanson.
Aye.
Harris.
Aye.
Howell. Hume. Kennedy.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Natoli.
Aye.
Peters.
Aye.
Sandoon. Chenier.
Aye.
Abdus.
Aye.
Herber.
Aye.
And Suen.
Aye.
And your motion carries.
Thank you very much. And congratulations, Ms. Drago. I'd invite you to say a few words if you like. And while you're coming up, I just want to take a few more moments to dote on you a bit. Ms. Drago comes to us from the private sector, but I think her experience in transportation, but not only was impressed upon us, but her compelling nature and I think the unique way she viewed the transportation industry, this role of executive officer, as everyone on this board knows, needs to balance not only the practice of transportation and implementation of programs, but all of us, I'm going to be a little bit facetious here, yahoos up here, balancing the political realm is also something that is a highly regarded skill, and I'm very hopeful, Ms. Drago. I think you'll do well, and you also have a very talented PAG group that you can lean upon as well for their past experience. So, without further ado, Ms. Sabrina Drago.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you to the Governing Board. It is an honor to be your Executive Director for the Sacramento Transportation Authority. Transportation has been my passion and my career for nearly 2 decades, and I fully appreciate the importance of this role. To have the opportunity to directly impact and improve the lives of the traveling public in, to, and through Sacramento is a distinction I don't take lightly. Thank you, and I look forward to working closely with you. I'd also like to thank Mr. Will Kempton, not only for your exemplary job as the Executive Director, but also your impact on transportation in California for the last 4 decades. As a transportation professional and as a Californian, just thank you for your hard work and dedication to improve the transportation network throughout the state. We are better for it and owe you a great deal of gratitude. I take on this role fully recognizing the big shoes I have to fill behind you, and I will work to carry on your legacy, and I hope you enjoy retirement. I recognize the current state of the world, yet I'm excited for the future. Board, I look forward to working with you and all the recipient agencies to move Sacramento forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and congratulations again.
Yeah. Good luck.
Okay, calendar year 2020 year-end report, Mr. Kempton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I can be brief here. I think we would all agree that the past year was an eventful one for the Sacramento Transportation Authority. Considering the efforts to place a new sales tax measure on the November ballot, the advent of a worldwide pandemic, the resulting disruptions to business operations, the challenges of an uncertain economy, and the impact on our local mobility system. Nonetheless, I really would like the public to know that the authority has continued to make progress on the implementation of Measure A and has been successful in dealing with some of the ongoing issues associated with the program's administration. The year-end report reviews the challenges and accomplishments of the last 12 months, so I won't go through all of that, but I think it's pretty significant to note that in spite of all of the obstacles put before this board, you have persevered, you have ridden the wave, and you have accomplished a significant amount of work leading us to the ultimate objectives of Measure A that were set forth when the voters approved that measure in 2004. So I congratulate you on that. And this is somebody told me that my headings were like a book, The Pandemic Strikes. But in any event, I hope you enjoy reading about the accomplishments.
So someone said to me, we shouldn't say Happy New Year this year. We should say Jumanji.
Yeah.
Jumanji.
That completes my report, Mr.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kempton. Next item is comments from authority members, and if my colleagues will indulge me, I'd like to start off because we have a few changes happening. First of all, a couple of our members are not only leaving the board, but they're leaving elected office, and I wanted to acknowledge them first. First, we have Sacramento County Supervisor Susan Peters. Susan is concluding her 4th term on the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors, representing the 3rd District, and having been first elected in 2004 and re-elected in 2008, 2012, and of course 2016. In addition to the Board of Supervisors, she's been on a number of boards, including the Sacramento Transportation Authority, which she served as chair in both 2006 and 2014. We've also had the pleasure of serving together on SACOG as well. During her political career, she has worked to ensure that local government is focused on the right priorities and that taxpayer monies are accountable and well managed.
I just want to say thank you very much. I'm sure everybody knows me by now. You don't have to go on.
Well, you've earned it, Susan. That's all I have to say.
What is that?
Do we know that noise?
I'm not sure if someone has something going on in the background. If you can just mute your phone, please. Thank you.
Ms. Peters, you've earned it. She is involved in successful completion in Phase 1 and 2 of the Hazel Avenue Improvement Project in Fair Oaks, as well as Phase 1 and 2 of the Carmichael Fair Oaks Boulevard Improvement Project. She's approved the creation and ongoing implementation of the Department of Transportation's Neighborhood Traffic Management Program and was successful in forging a partnership with the California Highway Patrol and creating a maximum enforcement program targeting speeders in the unincorporated area of the county. Another significant initiative she promoted is the Pothole Sweeps Week. We always talk about we need to take care of what we have. It was conducted by the Department of Transportation as part of a concentrated effort to identify and fill potholes in order to protect and preserve transportation infrastructure. Susan, I just say on a personal note, it has been a great honor serving with you. You've been a true friend and colleague, and appreciated the dialogue that we've had on a number of topics here.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Councilmember Steve Hansen, who's in the virtual world on the phone, Councilmember Steve Hansen has served on the Sacramento City Council from 2012 to 2020, representing the 4th Council District. Steve has been a leading voice for smart growth, multimodal transportation, public safety, economic development, and innovation in government service. During his tenure, he has served 8 years on the board with a stint as chair of the Sacramento Transportation Authority. And during his time of service, he supported new street lighting, complete street policies, and helped pass Vision Zero. He worked to implement new mobility options via microtransit and bus service, and has been a champion for bike and pedestrian mobility projects. Steve has been a strong voice in support of transportation issues for his entire career, and he's been an active, productive member of the governing board while serving as a member of the authority. And Steve, on a personal note from me, you've been a great friend, a mentor, a colleague. We've had great debate and discussion on issues of transportation and smart growth. economic development, things you're greatly passionate about. The city of Sacramento and the county of Sacramento are going to miss you both. I just wanted to offer those remarks on this last meeting. And then finally, my fellow colleague, Councilmember Pat Hume, I don't know if he's on the call. I don't think he ever joined, but I believe he is stepping down off this board after this term. And I just want to acknowledge his contribution to transportation, his representation to the city of Elk Grove on transportation matters. He is a dear friend and a trusted colleague. I will continue to work with him on the council, but he's going to be sorely missed. His knowledge and expertise will be sorely missed on this board, and I am grateful for the opportunity that was afforded to me by this entire board to serve as chair, and his support as well as a fellow council member, since there's obviously there's two of us on this council, but only one of us could be chair. I really appreciated his support of me in this role. And thank you. I'm going to go down. If there's any other comments from board members, I'll be open up for comments now.
Mr. Chair, this is Supervisor Tolley.
Yeah, Supervisor Tolley, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to certainly echo your comments about our fellow members, Supervisor Peters and Councilmember Hanson and Councilmember Hume, but also I think it would be negligent if didn't say a few words for you. You're very humble, and you're not tooting your own horn, but you too, as I understand it, are going to be leaving this body, certainly at least in service on this board, and want to thank you for your leadership as chair this past year, and certainly the engagement that you brought in leadership on not just this year, but certainly in years past. And likewise, your fellow council member, Director Hume, both of you have been staunch members and participants, and have, I think, certainly represented your city, but also have been collaborators on efforts to build a better transportation network and support that here in our cities, our county, and in our community and region. So thank you to you, thank you to Pat, certainly thanks to Susan, who again I know has championed it both on our board of supervisors, but certainly on this board, been a strong voice for transportation investment, and likewise Steve Hansen. But I want to thank all of you, and just since I've got the floor, thank Will for his leadership and work, and welcome Sabrina. She says she has big shoes to fill, but I'm confident she'll fill them, and certainly by good, strong leadership going forward. So thanks to all of you, and best wishes.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair Natoli.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
It's Steve Hansen, and unfortunately I have to jump off in just a minute. I want to thank you for the very kind words. Susan told me that I couldn't stay if she left, and so here I am leaving with her. And apparently Pat wanted to join that club as well. And we've all been in the trenches together, representing our communities, and this board is really a great reflection of the passion, intelligence, and heart of our various communities. And I love what we've been able to do together. And I also think, Will, you've just been an exemplary leader over the last year. I sent you a note. But Sabrina, I'm very excited to see what you can do with not just the new board members, but with the new opportunity that comes in the new year. And so thank you, everybody. This has been a lot of fun. And while it is a goodbye, it is not a farewell.
Thank you, Steve. Best wishes. Are there any comments from board members? Okay, and as the vice chair alluded to, yes, I have chosen to step down, but I'm going to be in an alternate role, so I'll still be around in the shadows.
And we actually do have one public comment.
Okay.
So I will have them send them down now.
Great, thank you.
Lurking in the comments.
Yeah.
Hello, caller. You have 3 minutes. Please make your public comment.
So, Chairperson, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Jeffrey. Is that you?
This is Jeffrey Tartagia, and maybe I'm getting the last. I have interesting feedback coming through there, but can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you
Tell him
fine.
to turn off his other devices.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mr. Tartagia, if you want to turn off your devices, that might help.
Jeffrey, turn off your television or your computer.
Well, as you can see, I don't know how well this is working.
We can hear you fine.
We can hear you, but if you do have the meeting playing in the background, you just want to make sure that you mute it.
I have turned off the video, although there was no sound coming from it, but I have turned it off. Is this better?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, go ahead with your public comment.
Well, you are very muffled and going away, so as much as I do congratulate and offer for the many things that I just heard in listening through here, I will encourage for the January meeting, please improve the public comment system. Please do a better job of how you would like written comments in, and please, as you see through here, it's just like with the city, there is bad connections issues in other portions of this. But one of the things that I bring to your attention right now is, and I'm in the process of, because Senator Beal has left being the Senate Transportation Committee, likewise things are changing. We need to encourage having a good Senate transportation through Tony Atkins selecting out there for dealing with on the California legislation for the Senate portion. I disagreed with what you guys did at the last meeting, but I was busy with the broadband at the time being through there. So to you people say, please note, the public is still watching. It's just you have to facilitate how public gets into comment, and since the next one is very valuable and very important for the next 10 years, I do hope that you reach out to some of the organizations that this year has been in front of you. And lastly, I would say to Will Kemp, thank you. You did an excellent job with having most difficult situations around. I am glad, and I won't say the words to the new coming in executive director that I offered and said to you. But everyone, I hope, has a good holiday, and I thank you much. And please, once again, I will say, interesting to hear what this last initiative was for dealing with seniors, and hopefully this will meet some of the needs of the long-term and the master plan and aging for Sacramento. But please, yes, do better, have new blood in, make the outreach effort to explain what the STA is truly about. I'm disappointed, and, was disappointed from the first. And I will say, but I still do believe you need to come up with a transportation measure for Sacramento that works. But that means outreaching and getting education out there right now so that the rural aspects of the county understand what is the need and the reason for public transportation. It's just like having to do the same thing regarding broadband service for the area, region, the state, so that the needs of internet can be adequately addressed. They are not right now, and with that, I will let it go as my public comment. So thank you, board, and I cannot hear you, so we'll have to see what I hear on the other device. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Okay.
And that concludes your public comment.
Thank you very much. All right. Unless there's any other comments, I'm going to go ahead and wish everybody a happy holidays. Please be safe. It's been an honor. Thank you, everybody. Meeting adjourned.